Okay, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make Mom's #1 banana bread. It is also the recipe out of the 1980 edition Betty Crocker cookbook. And here are your ingredients. You're going to need 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 cup of Crisco, margarine, or butter, whatever you have on hand is fine. 2 eggs, 1½ cup ripe bananas mashed, which is about 3 to 4 bananas. 1/3 cup of water, 1 2/3 cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Optional are chopped nuts, raisins, or also chocolate chips if you'd like to add them to it. Okay, so you're going to preheat your oven to 350, and if you're making banana bread, you're going to grease only the bottom of the loaf pan. You're going to add your sugar, margarine, and mix that well, and then add your eggs. You're then going to add your bananas and water. Stir in the remaining ingredients, which I'm going to mix in a separate bowl. Add nuts or chocolate chips if you're adding them, and then if you're making this in a loaf pan, it's going to bake 55 to 65 minutes or until the toothpick comes out clean. If you are making muffins, they're going to bake for about 20 minutes until your toothpick comes out clean. You're going to use the dry measuring cup for your sugar. I went ahead and did my mise en place, which means I got all of my ingredients out and ready to go before I begin. I am using the Crisco sticks, so this is 1/3 cup of Crisco. I have my eggs ready to go, my flour in my dry measure, and also my straight edge ready to go. I went ahead and got my baking soda, baking powder, and my measuring spoon. Chocolate chips if we decide to add them later. And then for my bananas, guys, I use ripened bananas. So like when my bananas get really ripe, I don't have any of those right now in my basket, but when my bananas get really ripe, I open them up, stick them in a Ziploc bag, and freeze them. And these are super sweet bananas because they're overripe. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open this bag and use these as my banana bread bananas. It adds a sweeter element to your banana bread, and I cut back on food waste. I don't throw away any of my overripe bananas. I just use them, and it makes a really delicious bread. And then I also have my KitchenAid mixer out and ready to go, and a bowl for my dry ingredients. All right, welcome back. So I'm going to show you how to put together the banana bread recipe. And the first thing we're going to do is measure 1 cup of sugar, and I'm going to add it right to my KitchenAid stand mixer bowl. So 1 cup of sugar, and as I work, I'm going to close up my ingredients because then I know I've already used them. And then I need 1/3 cup of Crisco, which is this amount right here. It's also 5 1/3 tablespoons. Okay, so I have that. I'm going to use this as my little garbage bowl now. In the back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set this on my stand mixer, and I'm going to let that mix until it is creamy. Okay, so while this is mixing, I'm going to need to grab 1/3 cup of water. So I'm going to let you go ahead, Abby, and show them what that looks like as it mixes while I grab the water. You want that to get light and fluffy. So while that is mixing, I'm going to go ahead and crack 2 eggs. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we do not want to crack the egg over our mixture because if we crack a shell in there, it would get hidden, because then if the shell gets in there, then we'll be eating shells. So we're going to crack our eggs in a separate bowl, one at a time. Oh, look, so I got a shell in there, so now I can pull it out. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. There's 1 egg. And here's 2. I got egg all over my hands, so I'm going to go and rinse my hands a little bit. So we're going to add that and turn that on and mix it until it's blended. Okay, so our next step, ladies and gentlemen, is to take our frozen bananas. I've let them set out for about an hour, and I'm just going to mash them right in this bag. These are the over-ripened bananas that I did not throw away, but I saved for a rainy day like today to transform them into something tasty for my family. So I'm just going to give them a quick mash with my hands. Again, I let them sit out at room temperature for an hour, and they become pretty mashable. I'm going to add those to my mixer. Don't even have to get a masher dirty. My potato masher just stays in the drawer. And then missed a bit. Toss that. Okay, and then we're going to add 1/3 cup of water. And then we're going to give it a mix. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I added the bananas and I added the water. I'm going to go ahead and press that down in to the butter and Crisco mixture, so when I turn it on, it doesn't slosh all over the place. All right, so give that a mix. Okay, it's looking good. So while this is mixing, I'm going to go ahead and put together the rest of the recipe, which is 1 2/3 cup of flour. Scoop and scrape. There's 2/3, and I'm gonna go ahead and add my 1/3 cup, or my 1 cup. Okay, and then next we're gonna need a teaspoon of baking soda. So remember that baking soda box has this built-in straight edge. So we're gonna scoop it and we're gonna scrape it along that edge. There's 1 teaspoon. And then I need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Again, do not measure over your other ingredients. If you put too much salt in your bread, you will definitely know. Also, don't omit your salt. You want that salt in that recipe. It helps blend the flavors together. And then you need just a wee little 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder for this recipe. And then, again, to save dishes, I'm just going to mix my dry ingredients together like this. Close up my flour. Close up my baking powder, my baking soda, my salt. Have that all done and it's out of the way. And then I'm going to slowly add this to my banana mixture. So I'm going to turn it as low as it'll go. Way down low. All the way to the floor. You hear it in the back? No singing? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. Oops, turned it off. I'm going to add that in just a little bitty increments, and then I also have my rubber scraper ready. So I'm going to give it a good mix. Then I'm going to go ahead and stop it, and I'm going to get all of that delicious ingredients put together. Abby, do you think we should put chocolate chips in this batch? Yeah. Yes, for chocolate chips. I think we'll do half and half. All right, so then that's done. Looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and get it all off of the paddle attachment. All right, we're gonna lift up. All right, so we have the batter. Our next step is to prepare our pan for this recipe. I have a cupcake pan out and ready to go, and I also have some cupcake liners. Pink is a pretty spring color, so I'm going to go ahead and just plop those in the pan. This is a great job if you have kids helping you make these, or if the kids are making this. This is a great job to give to a parent if they're just sitting around with nothing to do. All right, and then what I like to do is I like to give the bottom of my cupcake liners a spray with some nonstick cooking spray. That way when I go to peel my muffin out of the cup, it comes off a lot easier. Okay, and then what you're gonna do, you can use one of your dirty measuring cups, and you're just gonna go ahead and fill them. So I'm gonna make 6 regular, because I prefer it without chocolate chips. These are great with coffee, hot chocolate, some milk, as a snack or as a breakfast item. If you'd like to make these a little healthier, you can sub out the Crisco with applesauce. I've done that before. They are a little bit more dense, but they're good. Oops, you forgot to remind me to put chocolate chips in there. You were supposed to remind me to put chocolate chips in there, kid. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just add a handful of chocolate chips to the rest of the batter, give them a mix. And now I have chocolate chip banana. You could make a peanut butter glaze to put on top of these if you really wanted some peanut butter. Make a chunky monkey banana muffin. And we're just going to go ahead and put them in each of the muffin cups. These smell so good when they're cooking too. Okay guys, so don't forget that we want to use our rubber scraper to get the all of the batter out of our bowl. We don't want to throw anything away. We don't want to be wasteful. All right, I went ahead and froze these bananas. They've been in the freezer for a month, so I don't really want to just wash them down the drain. So don't forget to use your rubber scraper. So then after you fill your pans, you can go ahead and take a spoon and smooth them out if you would like. This isn't essential. Something else I like to do too is I like to go ahead and get as much of the batter off of the pan as I can to make cleanup a lot easier later. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven, and in about 20 minutes I'll come back and show you what the banana muffin looks like when it's done. Thanks for watching. Okay, so our banana muffins seem to be done. I'm going to go ahead and take them out and check them, and then if they're done, we'll remove them from the oven. Okay, so you can check your bananas with a toothpick. So I have these toothpicks here. A toothpick works fine, or I have a cake tester. I do like my cake tester because I can use it over and over again and not throw away stuff. So I'm just going to put it down in the middle, and if it comes out clean, then we're good to go. So I'll check this one here. You don't want to overcook these. They get kind of rubbery if you overcook them. So there we have it. Our banana muffins are ready to cool. We'll put them on a cooling rack, and then I will let the kids be my taste testers. So please go try making banana muffins today.